All right, we're going to do a map of China today. You'll start with 9 dots. 2 will be at a quarter, 4 will be at a half, and 3 at the crossing. Start with the quarters. At the center and at the bottom, you go a quarter of the way up. 1, 2. Then we do the halves. On this side, at a half, half, half. Then I say skip it and go to this one at a half. That's your 4 halves. And then we go back for the crossings. 1, 2, 3. All right, now we're ready to connect the dots. The first 3 dots are like this. I call this the saddle of Mongolia because they conquered so much land on horseback. Mongolia is right there. Then we do a big capital C for China, like this. Okay, and we're going to continue that right to there. Then I talk about how most of the people in China live in what's called the belly of China, and Chinese food is so good, so they have to make sure that they do a nice round belly that curves down like this, through that dot, past this dot like a belly, and back like that. And then finally we're going to end with a big circle right here, okay? But instead of completing the circle, it'll be a 3/4 circle that goes to that dot. So 3/4 circle like that. Now we're ready to say this is the map of China, and we're going to go ahead and add in, it kind of looks like a duck, sort of like how Beijing, their most famous food is the Peking duck. So we're going to put a bill right here, which is North Korea and South Korea. Then we are going to have Japan off the coast here, 4 islands like that. We'll label that Japan. And then we're going to come down here for the legs of that duck. And we're going to have Vietnam. I talked to them a little bit about how we fought a war, basically a proxy war with China in Korea and in Vietnam about communism. After that, we're going to go back here to the tail feathers for Nepal. And if they have drawn India, they will remember that India is right below Nepal. It's kind of cool. They like that. All right, now we're going to do 2 mountain ranges, 2 deserts, and 2 rivers. The first mountain range is right here, tallest mountains in the world. They should know that from the India map. That is the Himalayas. And then this mountain range right here, slightly smaller, is called the Tian Mountains. It's spelled T-I-A-N or T-I-E-N. I've seen it both ways. Tian Mountains. Now we're ready for our 2 deserts. We're going to have the Taklamakan Desert, which is pretty phonetic. And then the Gobi Desert is right here on the border of Mongolia and China. And you can go ahead and have them label Mongolia as well. Now we're ready for our rivers. I tell them it's between these 2 dots. So this river right here goes all the way to the Tibet Plateau. And then this river right here above this dot goes all the way also to the Tibet Plateau. Those 2 rivers are the Yellow River, also known as the Huanghe, and the Yangtze River, which has many different spellings. All right, then we're also going to add in a few really important cities. I tell them to put a star on that dot because that is the capital, Beijing, which means north capital. Bei means north. And then we're going to circle this one too, and that is Shanghai, also pronounced Shanghai, one of the largest cities in the world. Then I tell them halfway between these 2 dots right here, right there, just off the coast is a tiny island, very important city called Hong Kong. And then another very important island to Chinese history is this one right here, Taiwan. And then this is the Pacific Ocean. It goes all the way over to the United States and connects these 2 places. And finally, I also like to have them in the very middle of China to label the Sichuan Basin. All right, I usually leave at least 1 label out, so I like to count them. I try to do 20 labels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I didn't forget any. All right, so you can see the duck of China, and hopefully you enjoyed that.